everybody. Welcome back here to the Mystics of Texas, and we are just discussing what does it mean to be a receptor to both good and bad vibes. And now I'm just singing the Beach Boys song in my head, and we're just talking about it. Good vibrations. And so, we always have this. You have 3 or 4 people together and you're in a kind of a good mood. You're talking about whatever. And then all of a sudden you have another person that enters into the picture and they instantly can change a mood with their positive or negative vibes. I mean, it happens all the time. So we're discussing what the hell is that? Go ahead, Mr. Schmidt.
Man, throwing me on the spot right there. You know, that's one of those interesting things that I think everybody has felt when somebody comes in. Now, what that is, I'm not exactly sure, but I know it is some kind of force of nature that just happens. I think everybody has this maybe cosmic signal or energy that they're putting out. And, you can obviously change that whether you're in a good mood or a bad mood or force yourself in a good mood. And I think all transactions between people, emotional or any connection is an emotional transaction. So how does that take place? So what is that vibe? What is the vibration of that?
Well, it actually is a vibration, hence the cliche, they have great vibes or sending you good vibes or good vibrations in the Beach Boys song. I mean, it comes from the whole notion that everything vibrates. We are sending vibrations. We are receivers and receptors to those things. We all know from, I would say, since most people that have kids, you have a kid, if he's in a great mood, it affects everybody in a good way. If he's in a bad mood, it affects everybody in a negative way most of the time, unless you're really good at ignoring them, which is sometimes very difficult to do.
Yeah, it's hit or miss sometimes.
Right. It's the same thing. This specifically, and Trey's wife, Ashley, who doesn't want to be on camera, is sitting here with us. So we have to mention her anyway.
Her vibrations, her vibe's not good to be on camera today.
She goes, I cannot do it today. So the vibes go out against the camera.
Yeah. So if you don't like this episode, it's really her fault. It's a bad vibes.
Very bad vibes.
It's her fault. It's not us.
So what? And how do we change the bad vibes? Because sometimes you can notice it when you're really cognizant or aware of yourself, and you walk into any place where you're getting in a car with different people, or if you're walking into a church, for example, or walking in to have a business meeting, or hang out with your family. Your family's sitting in the living room, you walk in and you're kind of a bump on a log and everybody's all smiling and happy. Well, you kind of bring the room down a little bit with your negative vibes. And if you're aware of that, you notice it and you go, oh, that might be me. I need to flip that over into a positive nature and send out good vibes and get in the groove with their rhythm and let that lift me up. And you can see it whenever you make a sad friend start laughing. It's happened to probably everybody. You're trying to cheer up a buddy that's down, and they kind of are not wanting that. They're not wanting to laugh, and you're kind of forcing them to laugh, and you're saying things just to them because you're close that is going to make them start to change their attitude. And there's that resistance at first because they're sending out those waves, and your good waves are clashing with them, and you got to override them to make that vibe work. And it works a lot of the time to make a sad friend all of a sudden become happy, or at least happier.
Yeah.
And that is a whole, without having the charts and the graphs, the illustrated, the quality video to show how that could work and does work. I think you get it.
Yeah. Or if you don't get it, if you want a visual at the end of Wedding Crashers when Will Ferrell is picking up girls at the funeral, there's a perfect example right there. He's bringing the vibe out. He's making it positive. Yeah. All those girls are really sad, and he's giving that positive vibe. He's got that good vibe energy.
Which is Not the analogy I was thinking of, but it is pretty funny. And the importance of laughing and how that vibe, how we know laughter is contagious.
Well, yeah, because it really is a vibration coming out of your mouth into somebody's oral receptors that they're getting the vibrations on their eardrum, and it's translated into their happy centers in their brain.
It ends up making the other person laugh more often than not. Whether through irritation, and laughter is the expression of their irritation, it still ends up making you laugh. So it is just fun. And I think if we're aware that everything around us is a vibration, every sound, everything is vibrating. And it is...
Yeah, every cell in your body, every molecule is vibrating.
Everything. The light is oscillating. I mean, everything. So when we're thinking of... our own moods and how we can change. It is amazing how you can change your own vibe just by forcing a smile on your face when you're just alone.
You know, that really does work. If you're not feeling in a good mood and you force yourself to smile, it really does make a big difference.
Yeah, just keep forcing it. It's like the old adage, fake it till you make it. Fake that happiness until you become happy. You can do it. It does take some practice and some personal willpower, but really, when you start in your head to shrink that vibration, to get the negativity away and force the positive vibes out, they do override and crash over the negativity. It is just the way it is. It's the way we were built. It's the way we receive information. It's the way we express information. So if I just started cracking up laughing right now, I know for a fact my brother's going to start laughing. And just him thinking about me laughing makes him laugh.
Yeah, just thinking about it now, I've got a smile on my face.
Right. So that is just a really important thing. Like Ashley over here is a bump on a log until I point her out, and now she's smiling. Yeah. Look at that pretty smile.
You can't see it, but it's happening.
It's happening right now.
You'll just have to trust us.
So always go with a good vibe. You have a choice whether to be send out negative vibes or positive vibes. It is always best to have a positive vibe, even in a negative situation, because things will always end up going the way they are supposed to go. So might as well have a good time with it. We only got one ride here, people. Let's
But that does take a lot of mental practice and prepping. It's not something that's just easy. It's something you have to work on. It's something that you have to spend some meditation time on. It's like any other muscle in the body. You have to exercise it and work it. Because if you don't, it's...
Well, nothing good in life comes free.
No.
So everything takes practice. And whenever you're just aware of it, just by this video of us talking about it, sinking that into the forefront of your mind and going through life with it and recognize your own vibrations all the time, whether they're good, powerful, powerfully strong, powerfully negative, dull positive, dull negative. You know those. You can feel those, and you can ramp those up. You can ramp the negativity up or ramp the positive up. It is your cognitive choice, and if you work on it, it becomes easier and easier. I know it has for me over time. It's been really difficult a lot of times. And just like my brother says, you have to work it out. You have to continuously work it out, just like everything else.
Yeah, now that's not to say that you're not going to have down days where you just aren't in the mood to give it that positive thought. But that's when you have other people around you that try to put in that positive vibe for you. It's part of having a good working relationship. Sometimes you're not going to be giving it 100%. You need that other person to give you the 90 where you're only putting in 10. And that can turn that frown upside down. The worst thing that can happen is when there's two people that are upset and angry. Then you got both negative vibes going. Yeah. So it's really nice when you have somebody that's trying to intentionally change those vibes. It really goes a long way.
Yeah, for sure. Well, with that note, Mr. Schmidt, do you have anything else to add?
I hope the good vibes from this conversation are going out to the universe to make it a better place.
Absolutely, and we hope you feel our good vibes and you join us for all of our topics on BitChute, Rumble, of course, Communist Tube, and which equals YouTube. And I think that's it, Mr. Schmidt.
Yep, and have a good day.